All right. What's up, guys? Live here on a Friday night without a producer. I'll just have you know. So if things get a little clunky, yeah, I'm going to blame Mikey. But we're going to draw here tonight, hoping some people can pop in, ask some questions. We're going to be going to the SoCal Joe show on Sunday. So we hope to see some of you guys there. And let's see what else. Oh, guys, the most important news, and I'll probably keep repeating this throughout the night, is go to Bandito Radio 112 FM on YouTube and like and subscribe. I see two of you on here right now. I think I know who you both are. But yeah, yep. All right. So I'm just going to be drawing tonight. I'm working on the Oddfrog comic book. I'm going to bring up the screen share. Ooh, you know what? Hold on one second. All right. I'm going to bring up the screen share. I don't know why I monologue everything. Deadman tells me not to do that. All right. So here we are. We're going to go here. And oh, the other thing I want to do, guys, is I want to play Bandito Radio while we're drawing tonight, which is what I like to do now. So we'll get this going. Listen to Howlin' Jim's little monologue.
Amazing interplanetary adventures of
Bandito Radio. We'll move in, amp up, and set your spirit free, baby. You're locked into Bandito Radio.
Okay.
12 FM. My name is Howlin' Jim Jackson.
I'll tell you what I'm doing here in a second.
Your melody maker, your adrenaline amplifier, your guide to the
These are
soul
the pages
sanctuary.
I'm working on right
for
now.
Everything fierce, fearless,
Pages
and
I just
free.
finished.
This is the sanctuary
It's the
for the
previous
restless
page to the
creative.
one I'm working on
Now,
now.
what exactly do we mean when we
Which
say
is this one?
creative? Creativity is the ability to generate
Let's
new
turn this down a
ideas,
little bit.
new concepts, new solutions. By
Like I said, guys, it's a little clunky today because I'm on my own.
It's a process of bringing
Here we go.
something into existence that is novel. It's valuable.
All right, that's better.
Creativity can be spontaneous,
All right,
baby.
so
Deliberate, playful, or deeply serious.
Mikey, I love
And it
you. I'm
shows
gonna
up
skip your
not
intro.
just in the arts, but in everyday life. Anywhere imagination.
Get to the music. There we go. A little arson fist, guys.
My great chin hairs. I'm so sincere.
Okay.
Raised in the 90s where the
So
was just mean stairs.
this is
Over fiends glared at me
page
from the
60
head
out of
from
64.
clean thought while you texting
I've
five.
skipped ahead on one
Over
page and
there,
I already
careers a
inked
king next
62
year. How you figure that you better
because
you stand
it was a
right
really
here.
fun page to do.
Respect my elders, but the youth is just
One
as
sec,
vital. Time to make balance viral. Even legacies like Cairo.
Can't hear myself. There we go. There we go.
Solo envision. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson, your daughter just lost the rhythm. I kept my book.
And if any one of my compadres wants to jump in here at any time, feel free to do so. I'm going to try to be checking on the chat as we go here, guys. Facts. Let me turn that on.
The skinny kid with sleepy eyes that kind of floated by. Each semester,
There we go.
pressures of evolving
All right.
manhood. The trial and error of a dreamer, misunderstood.
So I am drawing on a Wacom Cintiq digital monitor. So I basically have a monitor in front of me, and I can draw right on the screen. I've got my pencil setting on right now, which I'm going to switch right now to an ink pen. And you've got all your brushes here. And these are all great, but I've made my own that I like to use.
Bandito Radio.
And
Now listen to this.
yeah, so this is page 60 out of 64 pages of this story. And I'm almost done with it. I'm just kind of adding the finishing touches tonight. And I thought it'd be a fun page for everybody to see. It's, you know, crazy things are happening in the story at this point. And just going to be, you know, adding some depth and some finishing touches to it tonight and talking about it as I go. Going to be talking about the Joe show in Temecula that we're going to Sunday. And all sorts of stuff. So, yeah, I'll try to check on the chat as I go. But just gonna draw and listen to music, guys. The story here is we've got this doctor, and he's working on trying to make the human eyeball evolve so that we could see like an eagle and have night vision and stuff like that. It's all part of the wider story where this AI kind of betrays everyone. And right now I'm just going to add in, there's like this canister in the background right over here. I don't know if you guys can see that. And I'm just going to add in another one because there's multiple ones in the background, and it's kind of an afterthought. It's got to be there, so I'm going to add it. And I haven't done this a lot, guys, so I guess I'll just try to talk about my thinking and my process as we go, and check on the chat. If anybody has any questions, I love drawing. Always loved drawing. Let's see, where do we want to stop this here? I'm adding this in, so I kind of got to stay away from my other lines there. I want down. All I see is blue. Right here, Jimmy too. War with a strength to prove. Yeah, boys talk my savage loot. Get it, get it, get it, get it. All right, let's check on the chat here. Get it, get it, get it, get it. Searching my drawer. Run it. Nobody in here yet. My homeboy's watching. Okay. Cool.
Get ready to dive in, listener. This is Chris Turner.
One of my favorites. Hopefully you guys can hear this. I set it up to where it should be sharing the audio. Let me know if it's not. I'm using Photoshop to draw. It's kind of the greatest paintbrush ever devised, in my opinion. Gives you a lot of freedom. Trying to think about light source as I draw. I mean, right now these are kind of like these big science like beaker containers that have will have eyeballs floating in them, because that's what he studies, which is key to the story. I was just checking out SKN Network and their podcast. If you're not already following that, definitely go over there and follow that. I was a huge old school Star Trek fan. Still am. Let's see. And so we'd have... We've got a light source coming from off camera here, but the tank should also be somewhat interlit. But we want some dramatic shadow left in too. Maybe we'll cool thing about drawing in Photoshop is you're kind of just 2 clicks away from undoing stuff. If you make a mistake, you don't have to use whiteout. Yeah, we'll have this go down here a bit. Okay, check the chat. There we go. Oh, thank you, Arson Fist. First track of Block 11 on Bandito Radio. Here, I'll try to remove this to not annoy you guys. Love it, bro. So we'll leave some of this dramatic shadow in here. I absolutely love the stereo flowers and Stratos. So we're trying to keep in mind that this thing is actually back there behind stuff, and it's got a shape to it. Oh my God, I sound like Bob Ross. Okay, I'm just like kind of marking in hard positive space right now, and then we'll switch colors. Over here I'm switching colors for black and white, and then I can also shrink down my tip so that now I can do hatching. Oh, and I'm already on hatching. So now I can kind of come in here and add some depth. Oops, it's a little small. It's still a little small. Let's see. What you got there? Heard something. Oh, there we go. Killer Kawaii in the house. Oh, but we got an echo.
Wait, let me.
That's okay. I'll mute myself.
Now, how about this one?
How's it going, everyone? Thanks for joining us tonight. We're having some fun with some arts and crafts.
New artist alert. New artist alert.
When our troops are pinned, with nowhere to run, the Joes are closing in. We stand in the big gun. His missiles primed, his target locked, with a smirk and a wink. Metalhead shouts, bang, bang. The rockets rip across the battlefield. Bang, bang. Joes run for cover when Metalhead screams. Bang, bang. Bang, bang. No target too big.
Oh, but right now, what we're working on. Sorry, I'm trying to figure. I was trying to share my screen, but it looks like I can't do that because I am working on a project right now, but it's not allowing. I don't think it's going to allow me to share my screen, unfortunately. That's okay. No big deal. I'll work on the hang on. Move this party. Clean this camera real quick. There we go. Move this party to my other station. This is my 3D printer right here. I'm actually having a little bit of some issues right now with my 3D printer. You know, it's weird. It told me that, you know, there was an alignment issue, so I fixed everything. I thought I fixed everything I needed to fix, did all that stuff and whatnot, and there we go. There we go. Yes, I'm in my pajamas. Yes, only my shirt is. But yeah, we try to fix it and everything, and this doesn't. Is that better? Try not to get the light in your guys' face. Let's try this over her. Get less. Try to get less light in the face. There we go. That's a little better. There we go. It's still like just directly in the face. Okay. This side. This side. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I have 2 3D printers currently. This guy needs a little she needs a little update. I need to fix her up a little bit, but she's still doing great, still doing strong. But yeah, so I was working on the printer, and so I redo the print, and my screen cracked a little bit, just ever so slightly, just a tiny little baby crack, and I can't figure out why. This printer doesn't need an alignment. It doesn't need to align, so it really shouldn't have done that. And if something's in the way, it's supposed to stop and like kind of tell you that there's something in the way. So trying to get in contact with Elegoo to see if they will give you a warranty, because it's still kind of a new printer. But did get a new screen. Looking forward to that. Can't wait to get a new one. Yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. Again, I actually already did this project, but it magically disappeared. It magically got stolen, apparently. So here I am, working on it again. This one's actually better than the last one, so I'm pretty excited about it. The only issue I have is this guy's hair. This guy's hair is just, it kills me. It wants me to die. But other than that, it's a pretty cool project. I'm almost done with it. It's gotta get the wheels, and then I'm gonna paint this all over again. So I'm looking forward to it. We put tenacious resin and regular resin in it, so it came out pretty nice. I'm pretty happy about it. This whole headlight I have to fix.
And we can show it because David has already shown it. So
yeah, I'm working on a lot of projects right now, but I can't show anything I'm working on. I'm actually going to start working on my own stuff now that I have a little more free time, so I can show some fun stuff. So I'm putting more stuff online, showing off more stuff that I'm doing, and giving some more tips on 3D printing. I think that's where my channel should be going. I used to do interviews all the time and with toy collectors. It's still really fun. I still think I'll do that every once in a while, but right now I'm focusing on 3D printing and sculpting, and I think I need to show that off a little bit more. So it's pretty exciting. It's pretty fun.
what's the chat saying?
Let's check out the chat. Hang on one second.
So right now, guys, he's just been.
You're muted. You're muted.
Yeah, let me.
Hang on. Let me mute myself.
So right now, he's being attacked by this AI system and being injected with this serum that it's supposed to heal people and repair you on a molecular level, but the AI wants to evolve, so it's put its own algorithm in it. And so what it ends up doing when people take it is it ends up evolving them as well. So you'll see.
Captain's looking great.
Awesome.
Captain Big says looking great.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. We're in the end stages here. Appreciate you too, brother. Love the music. Love that you're on Bandito Radio. Yep.
And the Toilet Network says just drop in, say hey, and send some love.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah, guys, go check out Bandito Radio has its own channel now, which is Bandito Radio 112 FM on YouTube. And we really want everybody that's involved with that to go, subscribe, like, and subscribe. I'm adding in some bubbles right now to make it look more like water flowing. Talk a little bit about my wrist. Let me mute it. Thank you. Thank you. It's getting there.
Okay. I was talking the whole entire time and my mic's muted. We're still getting used to this whole mic thing. But what I was saying about the Myra Morg thing, sorry, I was too busy fixing my hair the whole entire time. But what I was saying with the Myra Morg thing, it's a really cool concept because this is a toy channel just for toy people, right? This is a toy community. You know, it's not just for music. It's not just for the old time radio or the old time radio shows we're going to put on there. It's going to grow a lot more from here. You know, we're putting on other podcast channels on there that has involved the toy community and things like that. So it's a really, really cool thing to have one place have such a variety for the toy community. So I'm really excited about it. There's gonna be a lot more stuff I'm doing with the Myra character. It's a really fun character to perform as well. So yeah, I really like the radio show a lot.
Cut the strings, and I say anything. I'ma try to end the pain. Made a promise, I'ma change. Perfect time, never came.
All right, so when I'm drawing, guys, and you've got a lot going on like this, like all the commotion, one of the things I'm trying to do is separate the action and the, you know, I want you to see the character and I don't want your eye to be confused by the foreground and the background. So it becomes kind of a balance of positive and negative space, I guess, to kind of help bring those elements out. So if I have him here in the foreground, I want to make some of my line weight thicker so that he who is in the foreground kind of, I know you can't see my hand here, but pops out a little bit more. But you have to weigh that with where your light source is coming from, because you want thicker lines on the opposite side of your light source. So trying to shadow in where it makes sense. Ooh, don't like that. That's okay.
Now I'm out in the rain,
and fill in these little details where your eye may get confused with too much. I like all the detail, but if you're going to have it, it's important to kind of separate it visually with the background, foreground, and middle ground. And line weight helps with that. And then just kind of not being afraid to splash around a lot of shadow and negative space, as they would say. What's that? Okay.
fool's gold. She can see through me there.
It's really amazing, Kelly's design skills. I mean, like, he has taught me so much since I've joined the company and stuff like that. It's crazy what he thinks about, you know, the whole dynamic of that page, the placement of everything. It's not something you think it needs a lot of thought, but it really does for your eye to follow the whole entire comic and everything. So it's really cool what he's doing with this comic. I've watched him draw probably the majority of it, and it's really impressive. It's a lot of work. You know, you have to pencil it and then ink it and everything. So really impressive. I love his character designs, and this is just the first comic, so I'm so excited for this universe to grow. Some of my characters might be in some of the other comics, so that'll be really cool. So I'm really excited about that. But it's a cool storyline. If you're into My Hero Academia, totally has that kind of vibe to it, you know, with the multiple different characters and the multiple different powers, this crazy kind of universe. So I think people really are going to like this comic a lot.
You are listening to Howlin' Jim. You are on 112 FM, Bandito Radio. Let's dive into this one from Stratos.
Thank you. I hope people like it. I mean, for me, it's like, I like it, you know. I wanted to write something that was fun and for myself, and I just think as a person who loves comics and all that kind of stuff, you know, if it's fun for me, it should be fun for other people who are like-minded, you know. You can unmute, I guess. We'll just keep it try to keep the echo down as much as possible if you want. Like,
what if I whisper?
Talk at a load, or
what if I whisper?
Yeah, that's not too bad. And I'll whisper too, which is probably a good idea for both of us.
Or both yellers.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I'm not showing what I'm working on, but I am working on.
No, I'm just kidding.
I am working on a sculpt right now. I'm working on a sculpt for one of our fellow friends. Am I allowed to say who?
Depends on which sculpt.
The one I just showed you.
The ODB?
No. The one I just showed you that I was working on my iPad.
Oh no! No. Sorry.
Yeah, I am working on a sculpt right now, but it's kind of fun working with a real. I guess we're becoming a real toy company because I can't show anything I'm ever working on. Ever. So that's why my lack of content is really there right now. I gotta start thinking of new ways to make content. It's been a big thing I've been thinking about because I had 3,000 followers and now I made a whole new page, and I got to start building content and getting active in the community. Not an easy thing to do. I give a lot of people props for the online influencers. I did it, but it's hard to rebuild again.
You'll get there.
No, I'm not too worried about it. I haven't put the full effort. Like I used to post like 3 times a week. And now I'm posting just zero. So I need to post more, make more content.
These are what they call speed lines. And they just show like action. And again, I'm trying to separate I don't want it to be too flat. So you got to kind of go in there and give some dimension.
I'm surprised you have any lighting right now.
Add some bubbles here and there. Am I zoomed in enough for people? I guess I could get closer. It just starts to look.
I think it's okay.
I have my pencils on in the background, you know what I mean? So that's one thing. Oh, no, I don't, actually. Okay, cool. That means we're even closer to being done. But, like, if I put little tiny hatchings in here, it kind of further separates the little white bubbles.
How did you get good with
from the background?
How did you get good with drawing humanoids, Kelly?
With humanoids? Well, I guess it all kind of started totally with comic books. Seeing superheroes and their musculature and their suits and their powers. I became totally enamored with all of it. And So it just became kind of a obsession to kind of figure out and unlock that mystery. I feel like I'm echoing. I'll try to talk quieter.
No, you're okay.
And you know, the anatomy became like a real interesting thing for me to try to learn how to draw, because all my favorite superheroes had this cool musculature and anatomy. I always say this, but like, I got How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way from my uncle, and that book was kind of everything. And my mom bought me my first comic book, which got me into the whole thing. So yeah, it was just like an obsession kind of. And then I let go of it for a long time, just because I started a business when I was in my early 20s and didn't really have time to do it anymore. But I always kind of sketched around and stuff. And then
you have really great muscle work and detail with all the muscles and everything, which takes a lot of time to do, knowing the anatomy. What inspired you to make that your focus point? Was it because you wanted to be a lot like the Marvel way, or did you really want to what made you want to make a comic book? You know what I mean? Like, what was the big thing where you're like, all right, a comic book is where I want my drawing to be at?
Well, they were the best, you know. I mean, I don't, you know, okay, so for instance, I love animation, and I tried to get into that for a while. I took a couple animation classes, and that's super cool. It's a totally different skill, and I really enjoy that too, for the fluidity and all that. But I was more interested in like Greg Capullo and, like I said, McFarlane, and oh my gosh, Silvestri, Jim Lee, of course, all the guys that could really push the detail and knew the anatomy. I mean, it's like a toy, right? When you're a kid, you walk into the toy store and you know when it's not good, or it's kind of half-ass, so to speak. And you know, so I kind of always was just following those popular comic book artists and trying to emulate that. And I don't feel like I'm anywhere close to that, but I kind of got my own thing, which is fun. I enjoy doing it.
Who would you say is your biggest inspiration?
Todd. At least artistically, because he's a business guy too, and it was kind of fun. Like, you know, even though, you know, maybe I can't even afford his comic book anymore, but like, I still liked that he had kind of a business sense to him.
No, I could totally see that Todd's your inspiration. I mean, that's what your whole business line is kind of like, you know, that whole freedom with the artists having their own, owning their art, which again, this is like an impossible business structure we're trying to make. Only really one company is doing it, and you want to be the next one. You know, you don't really make a lot of money doing that. You're losing money giving all these artists freedom. So why are you deciding to do this?
Well, I'm not making any money, so it's hard to lose money when you're not making it. But no, I mean, both Eddie and I know what we want to do with our lives, and we had the great opportunity to go to school for this kind of design thing, and specifically in toy, and it's like, this is what I'm going to do with my life. So it's kind of a, you know.
But why is it important to you to have these artists be able to own their art? And like, for people who don't understand,
because that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. I was so.
And wait, let me just explain like what that really means. Like, what that really means, guys, is like when someone draws a character and we produce their toy, pretty much they'll have a contract with us. We produce their toy for a little bit, but after that, that character is their character. They can make a TV show with it. They could do whatever they want with it. It is not our property, if that makes sense.
So like, if you look at like Robert Kirkman or whatever, anybody that's been successful with the Image model, Image doesn't own that. You know, Image, you know, publishes the comic book and has the rights to do that. And for us, it's a little different in the toy industry, right? It's all about kind of licensing deals and stuff like that. So the way I look at it is you can offer people, we don't have to be like the bigger companies. We're a small company. We can kind of do whatever we want. And I don't have a budget to pay someone $100,000 a year who's a good designer to come build toys for us. But I can tell them, I don't want to own your ideas. I just want to license them and build them as toys.
It's a really cool concept and a really hard idea. And I really give you props for doing that, because not only are you thinking about yourself and just your company, you're thinking about the future for toys and the future of other artists. So it's a very noble way to take a business approach, in my opinion. And then
Well,
oh,
it's
by the
for
way,
purely
wait.
selfish reasons. Let's not blow it up too
I
much.
know, but it is a noble thing still. I joke with Kelly all the time. He's a very selfish person, but like actually, what he's trying to do is very noble, and because he really does care about every artist. He wants every artist to have the same freedom that he was trying to have with his company. I think that's a really, really cool concept. Warhawk05 says Wild Cats had an insane detail back in the day.
Who did?
Wild
I loved Wildcats. Absolutely, it did, and it was next level on the paper. You know, everything Image did was next level with the quality of what they put out. It was premium, and it just shows that works. You know, as a long-term kind of business model to like deliver to your consumer what they want. But yeah, Wildcats was amazing.
There's a lot of big things happening with OddFrog. You know, we're trying to be a little more active and kind of promote what we're doing right now, but we have a lot of big contracts going on, don't we, Kelly?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about contracts. It's just we're working with some great people. You know, if they want a contract, we'll do that. But yeah, I mean, you know, the SKN guys have been great enough to help us out with how we present things, and Chet and Alex especially have been, you know, just our best friends when it comes to like doing stuff like conventions and, you know, really helping to promote the company, and we want to help promote those guys. By the way, guys, go check out SKN Network, like, subscribe, follow.
Chet just joined the chat.
Great show tonight, guys. I popped in towards the end. I'm a huge Star Trek fan.
Chet said, "What's up?"
What's up, brother? Yeah, we love those guys. Love you, brother.
And that's what I was talking about, is having those kind of channels on the radio show, because usually you have to kind of like look around online to find a toy community, and a lot of them are really toxic. So we do the filtering for you. We find all the good toy communities and we put it on this radio show, and that's the big goal. Same with all these independent artists. Like all these independent artists, like Kelly is very closed-minded when it comes to music. Don't let him fool you. Now he is listening to rap music, and like I never thought that would ever happen. Like ever.
I love everything on Bandito Radio. I absolutely do. And yeah, it's true. Like I was a death metal guy, you know, I'll try to be quiet. And so really focused on that kind of music for a long time. But man, I love Ray Millie. I love Noel. Oh my gosh, Arson Fist, obviously. And no, I think it's all great. I'm really excited about all of it.
And then Chet said he's going to get that printer at 12 tomorrow. That's so exciting. That's exciting, dude. I'll send some stuff your way to print.
We could say what kind of printer it is, but then we'd be kind of giving an advertisement.
Well, we'll be advertising quite a bit. So you're going to see so much. Like OddFrog is evolving a lot right now. It's all under the scenes, and it's very, very exciting.
Oh, evolving OddFrog? Like, watch. Literally evolving.
This country cut from
This is not OddFrog, but this is part of his transformational process. I can't really talk too much about that right now, but yeah.
The most I can tell you guys, it's a lot like My Hero Academia.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You've never seen the anime, so you have no idea what I'm talking about.
No.
It's when I say that, I don't mean the storyline. I mean the universe. Like the universe is a very similar universe to this, and that I think is a wonderful thing because it's a really fantastic anime, and he's never even seen it, and he did it in an anime like that, so that's even more impressive to me.
I think what you're saying is it's the most that you relate to it as. Does that make sense?
Well, I just relate to it. Like I said, I've read a lot of different. I've read a lot of comics. I've probably read more comics than Kelly has. We argue about this all the time, and it's honestly a huge compliment if I'm comparing a storyline to anime, only because I think that American comics have kind of lacked in storyline the last couple of years. There's a couple good ones. Don't get me wrong. There is still
I
a
agree
couple
with
good
that.
ones, but there's just been a big lack in storyline, and it's just kind of refreshing to see an American comic even be able to compete with anime. Because anime, I mean, I'm sorry, anime is really good. Anime is top tier. Like it's just the storylines are top tier.
I think we're getting close to being done with this page.
I think you did a really good job.
Thank you. I need to fix what's going on up here. I don't like this face. I mean, I like the face, but I don't like the sketchy quality of it.
He is working on, for the people who just came in, hi guys, welcome, and he is working on his original comic right now. This is the Oddfrog Comic. This is what the whole company is, like the whole company is named after. It's a story that he has thought up since what, like you were 21 or something?
Well, I've had the character for like 25 years, but the story I really kind of codified when I was at Otis.
It's really rad. It's just really, really awesome. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. It's fun. It's a lot of hard work.
He's up for many hours. Many hours. This is not easy stuff. And he's not doing any like, you know, like the straight lines you can use in the program where you just like draw a line and hold it there and then it's straight. He doesn't do
No,
that.
that's Procreate. This is Photoshop.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do stuff like that, right?
But
like
he doesn't do that. He does not do that. He draws almost.
Well, actually, that's not true. Like I'll use anything to my advantage. It's just that I don't not when it comes to like circles and stuff like that or the feel of it. Like I really want whatever my dumb style is to kind of come through.
No,
but
I think it's
straight
good.
Lines, I certainly will. Like
no,
for,
I think
this
it's
kind of stuff.
Yeah, like super. Like, if it was like for a computer, kind of like a mechanical item in your thing, that's kind of a different story in my opinion. When you really,
I mean, it's like a ruler, really, at that point.
Yeah, like so, like I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But you know, I do think it's an issue in Procreate and everything. Even with Nomad, I just downloaded some brushes for Nomad. So the downside to doing that is you don't have as much originality and everyone's art starts looking exactly the same. And style, I think, is the real big difference between AI and a person, right? And again, I'm not against using AI. So many people are against it. I'm not against it. I think it's a tool. If you don't use the tool, you're going to be left behind. But that is the real difference between AI and a person, right? Is the truly a different style. And then Warhammer 5 says that's blocking for color.
I don't really draw for color, although I do have color in mind.
I have brought this up before. He wants a limited color palette for his comic. Like he really is into and he's probably gonna do 2 of them. So there's probably gonna be a black and white one, and there will also be a color one. But he does want to keep like a very limited color palette. Kelly, it's 2025, Kelly. Just to remind you.
I get it.
You have to do a color one, babe. You have to.
Actually, Alexander Storm, speaking of which, hooked me up with an awesome letterer. So we're going to be sending this off to the letterer soon, which is a huge relief, actually, because I have a lot to do.
It's going to save him like 1,000 hours if he gets a letterer. A letterer is the person that actually writes the font. That is not a font that people just type. People actually write it.
I was going to
really cool.
I was going to make it all in Illustrator.
I didn't know that. I mean, that is a lot of work.
we're gonna get rid of some of these lines that are just kind of construction lines.
Whoa. Lights getting in the way. Lights get in the way.
I'm relying on you now to answer texts from people that are texting.
I'm sure you are.
A little light down here.
Dead Man says, "What's up?"
There's Dead Man. What's up, brother?
Hi, Dead Man.
Speaking of Dead Man, guys, follow the new Toy Mercs show on YouTube.
I mean, just go get if you don't have a toy community and you like 1/12 scale toys, definitely also check out this magazine he's coming out with. I mean,
Legions.
It's really spectacular. It's really well done. He's put a lot of work into it, and it's all for the toy community. And I think that's just so rad. So definitely give him some support.
His buddy, Digital Ronin.
Warhammer says, "Style makes a comic. The story can suck, but if it looks good, I'll still buy it." I can't say I'm not guilty of that either. Like, I used to do like these online auction things for comics, and they're so bad. Like, they're just showing you the cover, and that's it. And I would just be like, "Oh, I need that." All of a sudden, I need to spend $60 on this random comic just because the cover is badass, and that's it.
Well, I absolutely agree with them. I really kind of always got my comics for the art because I was, like I said, trying to deconstruct the whole process, you know. But that being said, you can only read Youngblood so many times, I guess, like per issue, because it's the same thing over and over again. So story is important to me, but I totally in the same way. Like, for me, it's got to have good art first. Oof, that's bad. I don't even know if you guys can see what I'm working on. I should zoom in here. Makes it a little tougher to do those speed lines.
Well, I think the story makes the difference between an artist and a comic book, right? Because then if it's just really good art, then it's not a really good comic book. It's just really good art, you know?
Yeah, it's just kind of a portfolio piece, which, I mean, is good. But I don't know. I gotta have a portfolio. I want to tell a story. I'm like, what's going on back here? This is Party City Machine Guns. Super fun and creative group on Bandito Radio, 112 FM on YouTube,
And
Spotify.
and Dead Man says you absolutely do not have to do color.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, and I think I want to do color, but it's just kind of not feasible right now. But that'll be a good volume too. We'll see. We'll see what the cost is on it. It's just the other thing about that is it's going to take me all that much longer to color or hire a colorist. Either way, I should probably do that. All right. So now
Warhawk had a valid point, and this is the one I was thinking of too. He's thinking of Sin City, and others proved it.
Oof. Yeah, Sin City.
Yeah, Sin City did a good job with the no color, but there still was elements of red.
So I really am drawing for black and white, but like if you're gonna do something like Sin City, he has such, I guess, artistic balls, Frank Miller. So it'd be like this, right? So let's take this guy, and where the light is super bright. Let me go up and show you guys exactly what I'm talking about here. Where the light would be super bright on the character, you'll just erase all the friggin' lines where the light is hyper bright, which was also a Jack Kirby kind of. And I really want to get more into this, but man, I'm so much into this already that it's hard to kind of change
Your styling when you already done this style.
Oh,
That's,
yeah. I want to incorporate it into my style, I guess.
Yeah, like it can evolve over issues of comics. You know, that's the
God, that
cool
looks
thing, too.
awesome. I'm gonna leave it like that, I think. Yeah, that's cool. See?
And then Warhawk said the real struggle is the real struggle is doing something with all the negative space. That's the skill.
Yeah. And balancing it, right? If you overwork the negative space, it gets like, this is, I think, borderline hovering on confusion. But like you said, if you look at all the, try not to echo here, if you look at the negative space, I'm trying to balance it against the character in the foreground. So if this was all still white, it would get more lost in what's going on here. So I agree. Yeah, sounds like you're an illustrator. All right, I think this page is getting close to done. You like, some of it is loose and wild, but I kind of like that sketchy quality. So I'm trying to leave that in. And here's another thing. It almost doesn't look the same at the end of the book as it does in the beginning of the book. It's still my style, but I feel like I've gotten a little more detail oriented as I've gone through. All right, so what would I do here? I like that I erased all that. Man, I'm gonna have to keep doing that. Feeling comfortable with this. Feeling pretty comfortable with this. I think you could almost call this page done.
It looks great.
That. Thank you. Thank you very much.
He knows I don't give compliments out very well. I tell him when his pages don't look good.
So hopefully you can see what's happening. He's falling into these tanks in the back that have these eyeballs kind of growing in them. And we'll move on to the next page. I started with this one because I'm inking it and I know it's easier to see for the screen, but the next page is him like literally realizing.
That's how it starts, guys. Look how, I mean, that's how, like, and then it starts with a blank page before that. He's really, really good at these page designs.
Oh, and this is loose. Like, I'm going to have to clean up some of these pencils before I. So we're going to switch over to pencil. And again, this is Photoshop, so I'm going to go over to my brushes. And I'm going to scroll down. I've got my comic pencil here. I feel like every time I use it, I remember I don't like it, and I switch to the Kyle's brushes. Okay. This is Ray Millie, guys. Ray Millie went to Toylanta with us.
Yeah, she's rad.
Yeah, she's super rad. Definitely check her out on YouTube. She's got a lot of production behind her. I mean, it sounds crazy, I guess, but like, she's doing stuff with her vocal patterns and stuff that are really interesting time signatures and stuff. It's weird to talk about because I'm a death metal guy, but I like it. I like everything on Bandito Radio, 112 FM on YouTube.
Yeah, it's growing on me too. I really do enjoy doing the show, and I do all the edits and everything like that too. So I am enjoying that, and want it to grow more for sure.
Yep. So this is Dr. Petrovsky. He's just been injected with vitamin 1. That was the name of this serum that's going to kind of transform the whole Oddfrog world. And really what it is, guys, is it's my ooze, right? But it's nano ooze, so we can kind of dive into it later and draw the details about how it works, and it's not like super mysterious. It's got a function.
All right, Kelly, I'm gonna let you go. Do your thing. I gotta get back on doing some of my stuff.
Yep, sounds good. Thank you for hopping on.
It's always a pleasure. You're doing great. I know you work hard.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate you. All right. So now I'm going to rely on Bandito Radio mostly.
Ray Millie.
Gabriella is a experienced talker, which is helpful in these kind of situations. Okay, perfect. Perfect.
New music from Iron.
Oh, here we go, guys. This is Iron Spires. We're going to turn Bandito Radio back up, listen to some music for a while, because I'm just going to draw.
Warhawk says, speaking of frogs and other creatures, you can grab episode Wood for Big, the Odd World Aid Odyssey Dig on Kickstarter.
Say that again.
Speaking of frogs and other creatures, this week I grabbed Mezco to work frog dig.
I saw him. He's cool. Yeah, no, it's a cool looking frog. I was relieved to see that it doesn't really kind of relate to our frog at all. He's kind of, I don't know, he looks kind of James Bondy with his suit and stuff like that. So I'm all about it. I mean, I'm kind of into anything frogs. I wasn't before. I don't know why I'm into it. It's just mostly because I created the character.
I love frogs.
Yeah. Frogs are cool. But yeah, I saw it. It looks cool. I mean, Mezco is what we were... Ooh, that looks bad. Striving for with the Bandito. You know, we were kind of... Well, Eddie was really the one that was pushing the kind of Mezco level. If, you know, toy photography kind of came into the idea as we were designing the car. And it's like, oh, if we're going to do that, it's got to be a Mezco level. So the whole car is basically designed for Mezco characters. But we're going to the SoCal Joe show Sunday. And it also fits G.I. Joe's wonderfully. I will say. My headphones. But yeah, it was designed for... really designed for Mezco. I don't know if you guys can hear this, Iron Spires, but like it's all about Cobra. It's like a Cobra rock opera. And he does these fantastic videos that you should check out for sure. So right now, trying to make these two containers look consistent. Which I'm struggling with. This is the problem child. And I've said it before, but like, I probably tend to keep my pencils fairly loose when I go to inks because I'm inking my own work. So I kind of know the direction I want to go anyways. But yeah, I used to watch, like my uncle got me these videos, Comic Book Masters, I think it was called back in the day. And it was Stan Lee interviewing like all my favorite artists, which was super cool. Except for Liefeld. Nah, I'm kidding. I met Rob Liefeld once. Wish I could take that back. I met Mark Silvestri and his brother like 6 times in the same day at San Diego Comic-Con. Way back in the day in 91. And they could not have been nicer dudes. Signed everything I had. I was out of posters, out of comics for him to sign. And he's like, well, let me sign your Angels hat. Because I was wearing a California Angels hat. Super cool guys. So here's where you go in and add all the negative space, but I don't know what's funner anymore, penciling or inking. Inking is kind of like, it's a whole different kind of vibe. Penciling is this like structural stuff. You're kind of having fun, and it's irritating. Like, oh my God, it takes me like an hour of frustration before I actually kind of get to where I like what I'm doing. And then you just kind of got to let go and draw. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. Speaking of frogs and other creatures, oh yeah, okay. So we've already gone through this. Sorry guys, I'm a little behind and just trying to draw right now. We're on page 61 out of 64 pages. Right now we're gonna see, this is Dr. Petrovsky. He's I don't know what you would call it. It's not an optometrist, but he studies eyeballs, and he's trying to evolve them when he, through no fault of his own, gets evolved himself.
This is Howlin' Jim Jackson, baby, signing you into the frequency. Action figure frequencies. Let's roll.
We're gonna have we have a little bit of water left in this tank. Crashed back here on the ground. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm working on here, but I'm trying to draw. Oh, here we go. Speaking of the guys, Action Figure Frequencies, fantastic show on only on Bandito Radio 112 FM, YouTube, Spotify, Podbean,
but not as
Apple Podcasts.
Mr. Alexander Storm, how are you doing today, my dear friend Storm?
These are our best friends, guys.
I think we had a really
drove across the country
and that's always
to help OddFrog Entertainment at Toyland.
Really good topics.
That is true. We do have
Friday night.
Really good topics for us today. We're going to get into some.
What are y'all doing out there?
Licensing updates, some
nerding out with me,
Japan
drawing.
seems to be doing the whole toy thing.
Christian's the one who kind of inspired this show. Actually, we had the podcast on Sunday, and right before the show ended, I saw his comment, and I'm like, oh man, got to draw online some more. Let's put a little leftover liquid in here, sloshing around. I like that. Let's try it again. Be a little more rested. Maybe it wouldn't. Maybe it'd still be sloshing around. Actually, I like that.
Well, sir.
Keep that there. We'll have a little bit of shadow in here.
Doing all right. Doing all right. And you know how we have to just start the show like we always do. Nation.
Guys, this is Chet Maddox and Alexander Storm, part of the SKN network. If you're not aware of the SKN network, you're probably not on YouTube at this point.
Hey man, I'm really excited about it. We might as well just jump right.
They're everywhere.
This is Hot Point.
Ooh, Hot Point. Let's turn this up. Let's listen while we draw.
Hot points.
Well, a little birdie over the week went out like a little carrier pigeon and announced the new Hasbro licensing extensions.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that with Hasbro securing extensions for these licenses?
In here, still
well, you know, we
touched
on this on our Pixel Plastic Ink show that we do on the SKN Shadow Nose Network every Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But you know, this gives us the chance to get into it a little bit longer. I think it's good. I think Hasbro needed Disney more than Disney needed Hasbro. And I think by them extending their licensing agreement with Star Wars for the Vintage series, the Black series, the other series they do, and also just to also keep Marvel Legends, which is probably one of their best performing brands anyways.
Yep.
Like Hasbro got synonymous with those two lines.
Yeah.
Now I know there was a talk of people saying like, hey, maybe McFarlane comes in. And I don't think the same reason why, Mattel now has the license for DC Multiverse from Warner. I just believe that McFarlane just doesn't have the reach to do Marvel Legends, right? And I think that the Marvel Legends team in 2024 just became the Lion of the Year. They smashed it out of the park for everything they did. They had great new characters, great vehicles associated, figures that we didn't even think we were going to get, lines that we didn't, sublines that they were doing in Marvel Legends that they didn't think we were going to get into. And when I saw the Star Wars Celebration Ronin in the packaging, I knew Hasbro is making leaps and bounds better for what they're going to do. And I can only think that same kind of packaging is going to be brought over to a Marvel Legend figure or something down the line, or maybe like a different part of a HasLab or something. But I just think that it was hand in hand. They needed, Disney, I think, likes to get the royalties that Marvel's or Hasbro's giving, but like Hasbro needs to keep those two brands in order to become an industry powerhouse that they are. Chet?
Yeah, I agree. I think what's really good about this is that there was some other rumblings about kind of like what this actually meant in terms of
Guys, this is the real drawing process.
What they're getting, and I talked
me listening to stuff like this, or
but
music,
I'm a
and
big
just
fan of the fact that
sketching.
now they're going to be doing Marvel on Magic the Gathering cards. I think that's good. But in regards to the Black Series and the Marvel license for Legends, look, this is what I'm excited about. So there was talk and rumbling a while back on whether or not McFarlane would land this license, or like Jaded Toys or someone else. What I'm excited about with like Hasbro continuing this, hate them or love them, Hasbro is a juggernaut. Okay, and they know what they're doing. They know the tooling, and we can talk. You could get into like Hasbro's messing up because they did like like Extreme Profit Hulk, and they're messing up with this, and they're not doing that. And CT Toys is making better, and it's like, yes, okay, great, fine, whatever. Now the other side of that is Hasbro securing extensions for not only the Black Series, but Marvel Legends,
that's
and
probably
I'm sure
enough.
that they're going to
It's
have
been
other
fun.
things as well. Like they
We
obviously
got two of
the
us
vintage
watching.
license back, all that stuff.
Appreciate all you guys for popping
what's
in.
important and what I
go check out Bandito Radio. Stay tuned for the Oddfrog comic book coming up, and I just really appreciate everybody popping on. We're going to be at the SoCal Joe Show in Temecula on Sunday, and hope to see some of you guys there. So I'm going to end this now, but have a great night, guys. Talk to you later.